Hello everyone, and welcome to the qualifying race for the the Samsung 300, the first Mobil1 Cup Series race at Daytona for the Mobil1 Cup Series in Season 3. Now, we have only one race in this as opposed to the two races we had in the Oreo Truck Series qualifying race due to the fact that we have only 40 drivers who are going to be trying to get into this race. This is a little bit different from the beginning from the Oreo qualifying race due to the fact that there are 40 drivers, so we are only having one race, and also there are 10 spots available in the Samsung 300. So that means that the top 10 drivers in the finishing of this race will transfer their way into the Samsung 300. We've got a lot of great talent here, a lot of really good drivers, and we are just mere moments from introducing those 40 drivers to you. So, as the command to fire the engines has been given, we're going to show you this lineup. It's only going to be 10 laps of racing, so these drivers at the back of the pack are going to have to make their moves early and quickly in order to move up to the front. But remember, if you finish in the 10th position, you're still going to get yourself into the Samsung 300. So, without further ado, actually a car's already stopped there and hasn't gotten going. We'll catch up on that in just a minute, as here's the starting lineup. Well, the car that did not get going was Steven Gonzalez. He is sitting on pit road in that number 68 Ford Mustang, and don't know if he's going to be able to get back underway or not, but tough break for him right there as he is sitting idle on pit road. Boy, that's a tough break right there, and don't know if he's going to be able to get that car back on the track or not. If he can get it out before these drivers come around, and if the caution comes out or something, he may possibly be able to get back into it, but I don't know. He's put himself behind the 8 ball here as he is on pit road, and we're trying to get a report on what went wrong in that car. He apparently didn't even get it started. Well, as I mentioned at the top of the program, it's going to be 10 laps of racing, so not a whole lot of time, but at the end of this race, 1/4 of this field will be qualifying themselves into the Samsung 300. So here we go. Green flag is out. Bill James on the inside, Joseph Lombard on the outside will get us under green here at Daytona. Starting to move around 3 wide back there already. Bill James has done the prod down low, up high. Justin Lombard has help from Jake Baskinger and Barney Ward, but the inside line is moving forward. 14 there, I believe that is Dylan Poteet, along with Wes McCall. The big thing about the start of a season, and any commentator will tell you, is you start to mix up names. You're used to a certain driver driving a race car last season, and you want to say their name. Like, at this point, I would want to say Adrian Brace in the 38 and Stephen Dillon in the 14. Well, actually, it's Bill James and Dylan Poteet, but so you'll have to bear with me on that, because sometimes that happens. Now it's kind of a 3-car breakaway. Well, not anymore. Wes McCall goes to the inside of Dylan Poteet, and he's got help. I believe that is Thomas Bush in the 05. Still shuffling around back there, but they're not really going 3 wide. Now they are. I believe that's Quentin Hagler getting caught there in the middle. See if Steven Gonzalez, no, he has not been able to get that car going, so he is now trapped 2 laps down, and that will take him out of the picture as far as qualifying into the Samsung 300. Real tough break there. We saw pretty much a similar incident happen with Matthew McMurray losing second gear in the Oreo Truck Series qualifying race, and then he got caught up in a wreck later on. So That's the second time we've had some kind of mechanical problem happen here at Daytona. Now Thomas Busch leads the way, and then there's a good battle back there for second. Up high, Alexander Dawson. Down low, Justin Perry in the 42. Back there in third position, we got the 28 coming up that inside line. That is Joshua Perry. So we got the two Perrys working together. And here comes the 42 of Justin Perry down on that inside line. And he'll go underneath Thomas Busch, but Joshua Perry did not go down there with him. Rather surprised about that. Instead, here comes the 70 car, which I believe is Danny Wells. I'll look and make sure if that is indeed the case. Yes, it is Danny Wells, and he's got Carter Keselowski right behind him. Now Danny Wells tries to go for the lead. At the stripe, it is Justin Perry with the lead. Drivers still trying to make their moves in order to get into the top 10. Top 10 drivers will transfer their way in. Seeing a driver back there driving the ride that actually belonged to the champion last season. It's the 09 of James Qualls getting stuck there in the middle. Timmy Pacioli moving over to the number 85 this season, coming in as the defending champion. Carter Keselowski is now going for the lead underneath Danny Wells. He's got help from Tim Walsh in the 15 and Ashton Brab in the 87. Levi Schoen's there in the 27 as well. See if we can get an update on what's going on with the 68 of Steven Gonzalez, as he has returned to the racetrack. But he is several laps down. This is going to be the first lap he's completed. So he has gotten that car back out, but a little too late for the 68 of Steven Gonzalez, as it is now Carter Keselowski, Tim Walsh, Ashton Brab, then Levi Schoen's, Chevy Gilliam, and Brendan Allen, the top 6. Here comes Tim Walsh to the inside line. The two Lilly trucking cars down on that inside line there, the 15 and the 75. Be watching for them to work together. They would love, I bet, if both of them would be able to transfer their way into the races. We've got 5 laps to go already. Here comes Levi Schoen's. He thought about going to the inside of Tim Walsh. Walsh holds him off, though. It still is Walsh, then Schoen's, and then Brendan Allen. Seen Smet Ozkan right there behind the number 30. He's driving the 19. I believe the 03 is coming up as well. That's Joshua... no, that's not Joshua Courier. Can't right off the top of my head remember who the 03 is. And now here we go. The two Lilly trucking cars going to work together on that low line. Tim Walsh and Brendan Allen. They're on a game plan here. They want to help each other get into the Samsung 300. No doubt about that. And they've got the 30 behind them. That's Garrett Hay. Good run right there for that 30 car. Very similar. Actually, it almost is the exact car that Jacob Cook drove in the Bud Shootout a few days ago. Let's talk about the 03 there. That is actually Brandon Parsons in the 03 cars. He's got Jay Juke and Tony Speed and Barney Ward and lots of others behind him, trying to come up that inside line. And now the two Lilly trucking cars working together. Brendan Allen now goes underneath of Tim Walsh. Rather surprised to see that happening. Would have thought the two teammates would have worked together. So now Garrett Hay moves into second. Brandon Parsons moves into third. Tony Speed now going to battle with Tim Walsh for fourth. Looks like he's going to get that spot. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. If you're going to make your move, got to make it now. And got to make it quick. Brendan Allen there. Best battle on the racetrack's back for 5th as Barney Ward slides by Tim Walsh for that. Looks like Joe Davis right there underneath. Joe Davis actually in the Truck Series race, I believe it was the race number 1, ended up flipping over on his side and ended up barrel rolling at one time. So Joe Davis wants to get a little bit of redemption here as he's third on that inside line. They come out of turn 4. We're going to have 2 laps to go when they hit the stripe, and it is Garrett Hay out in front. But here comes Tony Speed to the inside. Emilio Navarre right there as well. In the 25 car. Also looking to see who else is there. It's the 44 and the 79. 79, I believe, is Jake Johnson. And the 44 is, Dylan Young in the 44. So here we go. Bill Raymond I see back there as well. And also the 97 back there. Who's the 97? Matthew McMurray, who ended up having that, as I mentioned, the mechanical failures in the Oreo Truck Series race. White flag displayed, and it is displayed for Tony Speed. This is the last chance for drivers to get into the Samsung 300. Only one lap, make that 3/4 of a lap, left to go. Looks like drivers that already are insured spots would be Tony Speed, Joe Davis, Emilio Navarre, Dylan Young, Jake Johnson, Bill Raymond possibly, but they're coming up on that slower car. The slower car of Steven Gonzalez, will he come into play in this? As here comes Joe Davis to the inside. And Dylan Young, will he put a move on Jake Johnson here? He comes to the inside line. Joe Davis will block him, and Joe Davis wins in the 82. And now, we're going to look and see what drivers have transferred in. Alright, here's a look. Joe Davis transfers in along with Dylan Young, Jake Johnson, Tony Speed, Matthew McMurray, Emilio Navarre, Brendan Allen, Bill Raymond, Garrett Hay, and Joshua Courier. Finishes in 10th. He's the last guy to transfer his way in. Everybody else that you see here did not transfer in to the race. Wow, Joshua Courier, that was pretty impressive. I didn't even see him coming up that line. So congrats to all those that transferred in. If you finished in the top 10, you are in the Samsung 300. If you didn't, you'll be able to try and qualify for the second Mobil1 Cup Series race, the Best Buy 300 at Phoenix. Hope you enjoyed today's race. We got the Snickers Cup cars that'll be qualifying next. Congrats to Joe Davis on his win. And thanks for watching the NNSCRA Sports channel, Offline Racing at its best.